Hey everyone, a nerd named Mark here, and it's time for another anime episode review. Once again, Rent a Girlfriend, Season 2, Episode 4, Knight and Girlfriend. This was a good episode. I think this is probably one of the better episodes of the season so far. For those of you who have not checked out the other three videos, what happens is I have most of the physical manga. I've read the scans. For this, I do not take into consideration anything that happens in the manga when I do anime reviews because obviously things change. There's, let's face it, anime has more filler chapters than, manga has more filler chapters than anime does. So, with that being said, all my reviews when it comes to anime do not take into consideration anything that happens in the manga, any foreshadowing, any changes. I do not do comparisons. I thought about doing it, but then I was like, nah, I don't wanna. So, this episode, starts off right where the last one ended. Mommy confronts Kazuya. The whole time he's freaking out. She literally is just like, hey, I just want to let you know, I know Chizuru's a rental girlfriend. And I think he was playing all these doomsday scenarios in his head. Obviously, she knows what's really going on. But her main thing was, did I drive you to do this? Is this my fault? Because they broke up. And obviously, he lies and everything else. He claims it's a social experiment, and that's kind of the end of it. Mommy claims that's why she went to his apartment to tell him, because she wanted to tell him as soon as possible, just so, there's no issues. When she walks away, obviously she calls him a liar, and that he's, pathetic, and that she knows what's really going on. Then she sees one of his friends, and that's the end of that. That's pushed to the side now. That's it. That's all we get. And honestly, I was just like, all right, like, it was interesting scene, because he is still kind of like, he's the same character. I personally don't think there's any real full on like character growth from him until the rest of the episode. There were some good moments, because Ruka finally, she's in an episode, and his girlfriend, not his rented girlfriend, his actual girlfriend, and this was, she wanted to cook for him, so she got like turtle, soft shells, and like, he's like, what are you gonna make? She's like, curry, and he says, you can have turtle and curry. As a curry fan, I'm curious. I would try turtle curry, honestly, I really would. And then she's like, I'm gonna make it at your place, and he's like all shocked and this and that, because let's face it, Chizuru is his neighbor, so uh she's cooking the curry, this and that, and she makes it seem like, oh, I just want to make dinner for my boyfriend, and then he realizes she had it all planned out, that this is what she was gonna make. And the whole time there's the inner monologues while they're eating, and then they're watching a show on the laptop. The whole inner monologue for him being like, oh, a girl made me dinner. This is what a relationship's like. This is what it's like to have a girlfriend. And you kind of build up this whole thing like, sir, you have a girlfriend. Why are you renting the neighbor? And that's the most infuriating thing about it. But it's entertainment. It's it's a rom-com. Then he realizes, she's showing him like her social media stuff. He's like, wow, 80,000 likes. And he realized that, hey, she is actually really good looking and attractive and all this other stuff. And then she's like, hey, you want to see this photo? And a condom pops out of her bag. And then that was hilarity ensued. She's like, just in case, this and that. And you would think his deviant character side would be all, for it. There was a whole scene where, there was an angel and a devil version of him, and it was just entertainment again. Like, so, and then she's texting at one point, and he peeks over, and she's saying like she's staying over, and he's like, no, you can't stay. And he goes to get her out, and there's a typhoon, a storm, obviously, because tropes. And yeah, so then she has to stay over now, and now she's wet, so she has to take a shower. And the whole time, he's still being a deviant in his brain. And then he gets, she comes out in just a shirt. He's like, where the short pants I gave you? She's like, they're track pants, they're not cute. And he's like, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, this is not this isn't the best anime. I'm not gonna say it's the best anime. It's a guilty pleasure anime. This genre I do enjoy, and even from a manga standpoint, but the show is good. I know it gets a lot of flack. I enjoy it. A lot of people are enjoying it. I think a lot of people just troll to keep appearance. I think a lot of the people actually do enjoy it because they're watching it. And I have friends who watch it now, like I've said in other videos, that like I was like, hey, check this out, good casual rom-com anime to watch, and they enjoy it. So now it's to the point where, he's actually, Kazuya is actually staying in his kitchen away from her and wrapped up in a blanket, not thinking about things. And, Ruka lays down back behind him and, is rubbing his back. And then she goes on about how, making dinner and having it with her boyfriend. And, like, even right now, like, she's just so happy she can cry. And she said, she knows she's not the most attractive person. And once again, we get these bursts from Kazuya where he just gets fed up with, like, a girl talking down about themselves. And he just, like, goes into, like, screw you. Do you not see? Because then even he says you're like, super attractive, all this other stuff. And he's like, it's taking everything in my power not to just take you and have you right now and all this other stuff. But he's like, that's not love. He's like, when he goes on and on about, he's like, I've never had someone, want to date me, find me, actually like me, want to spend time with me, especially attractive girl. And then, and he's like, even he was thinking about how happy he was, but he said, this isn't love. And then he's like, he's like, just stay away from me before I make a mistake I'll regret. And then, she rolls away and he's just laying there watching her because she goes back into the living area because of how Japanese apartments are set up. And, you could see her blush because she's happy about it, what he said. And then, the whole entire time, like, he's trying to keep her quiet earlier in the episode because Chizuru lives next door, and she realized it too. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because when she leaves in the morning, she purposely yells, thanks for the good night, I had a great time, I'll never forget, this and that, yelling it towards Chizuru's door. And then she walks away, and Kazuya's just like, the defeat on his face. And then we get, before the episode ends, it goes back to Chizuru's actually behind her door inside her apartment, just like, what, all shocked, like, listening. And I was like, this was a good episode. This was, like, Ruka, out of the three main ones, anyways, for now, I think Ruka's the one I think I find the most entertaining and the most enjoyable on screen. Just because she's rambunctious and this and that, and you kind of get a duality with Chizuru where it's like, okay, here's Chizuru, and now here's her in her rented girlfriend mode, and then Mommy's just, a lot of people stan Mommy. She's just, all over the place. Like, she'll, you get the facade of when she talks to Kazuya, then you get how she is when she interacts with Chizuru, and then you get her inner monologues of how she's just stirring the pot and she's got some shit planned. But I will say, as of right now, this is one of my, out of the 4 episodes of season 2, this is actually my favorite so far. Like I said before, episode 1 of season 2 should have been the finale of season 1, in my opinion. But yeah, it's a really good episode. I'm looking forward to catching up. I do believe at the time of recording this, I have 2 more episodes to watch, and then I'm all caught up. One episode, because the next episode goes up on Friday. So 1 more episode, but realistically, by the time I get to do the next episode review, there'll be 2 that I'm gonna have to go through. I'm really enjoying it. I'm also planning on going over the live action version, because on Hulu Japan, the live action version of Rent a Girlfriend has started. So that's something I'm going to be doing, but I'm not going to do it like this style, just like, in front of the camera, just talking for under 10 minutes. I'm going to find something unique in a way to cover it. So that's something to look forward to. But yeah, let me know if you're still watching Rent a Girlfriend, what your thoughts are on it. Like I said, in every episode towards the end, I always say, recommend some anime to me, recommend some manga to me. I'm always open to read and watch a lot of different stuff, especially if it's recommended to me. I'm very open-minded to manga and anime. So yeah, just let me know. And if you haven't already, below this video, if you see a red button that says subscribe, it means you're not subscribed to the channel. Hit the subscription button, or the subscribe button, and then you'll be able to see when all my other videos go live, because I do more than anime and manga. I do comic book stuff, movies, tokusatsu. Yes, very tokusatsu heavy, but I am starting to branch out into more genres of stuff I'm into, a lot of model kits and this and that. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you like the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.